Welcome to another. Oh, Mary? All right. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner here on the Highliner Activity Network on this Thursday morning homecoming week for the Valley City Highliners, culminating actually on Saturday with cross country. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. We're going to kick things off with golf. The Highliner golf team, of course, they started homecoming week with matches here, but we're here with Kylie Van Bruggen and Tyler Van Bruggen. Guys, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
First off, Coach of the Year for Region 3. Congratulations.
Thank you. Quite the honor, but have to say I share it with the girls. I told them next practice that when we go into these towns and these other courses, they carry themselves with great dignity. The other players that they play with really respect our girls. They become friends with our girls. Our coaches have said how well behaved they are. And if we're going into those towns and these girls weren't carrying themselves that way, I don't think those votes would have came in. So I accept that on behalf of our team and all the girls on it. They make me proud.
Now, Kylie, being a chance of, meeting some of these girls and playing with one, you haven't seen before, maybe knew about them, but how fun was it just this year when Class B and seeing some new teams and new courses?
Yeah, it was fun to have new courses and new people to play with. It was kind of a fresh start for me. It was kind of harder, too. I was so used to playing the varsity courses in Class A, so it was kind of a challenge, and I kind of liked it, though. But yeah, the new girls, it was just fun to meet them. I kind of golfed with the same 5 all year, though, because I was playing with the seed ones for almost every meet. So it was kind of hard to meet more people, but they were good girls, so.
How did you feel the season went for you? How would you evaluate the season?
I think I never PR'd, but I think I improved more consistently. Like last year, I think I was getting more 110s, in that area. Now I'm getting like 100s, 90s consistently. So I kind of think I'm becoming more of a better golfer that way. So.
What do you attribute that to? Confidence and, that you've improved that much, or just playing more?
It might just be playing more. I tried to get out more this summer, and just I feel like we've had longer practices, more in-season play, which is good. It's helping.
So your thought too, Tyler, you had mentioned that girls were PRing or not PRing, but at least improving all year long. Your thoughts overall? I know you got one meet left that's a non-state qualifier, but just overall, how you feel the season went?
Yeah, I kind of pointed out in practice yesterday. I went back to our 3 meets that we've had at Bjornsson this year and took everybody's individual scores per hole, like whatever your best score was in hole 1, whatever your best score was in hole 2, and went the whole way through around and asked them all, what do you think the best you could shoot out here is? And every one of them overshot. They're saying 110. Well, I handed them their scorecard of all their best holes throughout the year. Their eyes got big. I said, this is what you're capable of. You just got to get all the static out of the way and come out and try to do this more consistently. And it was an eye-opener for them. So confidence. They got to build that confidence and know that they can do that when they step out there, and that'll go a long way.
That static between the ears?
Absolutely. Yep. For the game of golf is one, right?
A lot of them. I know Coach Nielsen said the same thing about tennis. A lot of sports. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the eyes that affect you. But and now, Kylie, too, we had 8 ladies that came out, yourself and 7 others. You had a good group. Were you happy just to have a good team, and you had some girls that hadn't come out before that came out for golf? So was that pleasing for you?
Oh, yes. My goal since 7th grade was just to get more people out, because a team is fun. It's better than just 5 girls like we had last year, just to get new faces, and then would give you a chance to coach more, teach people how to golf.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, I liked having more people out, and more of my friends came out too, so that was just fun to get to hang out with them more. Yeah.
And I know tennis golf is a little different because you're not able to be with all the girls as you're on the course. You're with the number 1s and the number 2s. But do you do any kind of a leadership thing or try to help them along at all?
I do. I think I just sort of lead them through with making it fun. I mean, we all try to make it fun for each other, because golf is a frustrating, hard thing to do. So if practices aren't fun, you're not going to like golf. So I think that's kind of where we all step in, just to have fun. And you might not like that all the time, but we kind of...
Number 1 rule that I have. We got to have fun.
Yeah, but we talk a lot. I can tell you that.
And really, for all of these players, too, Tyler, it was a learning experience because they were all going to new courses. It wasn't a case where you had been on these courses before. They were all learning together, playing on these courses. So that helped a little camaraderie, if you will.
Absolutely. We're all going into it kind of green together. I had seen, being from that area, in that region, I'd seen most of the courses, probably 3/4 of them, but not all of them. But the girls certainly hadn't. A lot of them, it was their first time. As time allows, I'd like to go back and look at the statistics and data and see what our back 9 scores were on these rounds versus our front nine. And I know that just from watching it, I know there was improvement there. I just don't know to what extent. And once they've seen these courses, that will help them next year. Unfortunately for our seniors, that this will be their last opportunity. But
Right.
but yeah, getting familiar with this region and the courses will help us in the future.
I think at the state qualifying, the team state qualifying, you missed it by one stroke, I believe, getting into that top 10. You were close.
Yeah, I was. I got 15th, I think, on
15th.
Monday, and it was top 10. So
Okay.
it was close. Not as close as last year, but it was
Right.
close.
Where did you think you lost the strokes? On the green or the putting? Because I know
I
that's...
think it was chipping, actually. I putted pretty well on Monday, I'd say. I think I two-putted most. But yeah, the chipping, I lost. I forgot how to do it. I don't
Right.
know. Yeah, it was rough. I'd chip like twice a hole. I think that really
Okay.
took away those strokes.
So now you know what you got to work on as you get ready for next year.
Yeah.
Has that always been your problem though, or did it just happen to come around?
It's
Yeah.
it's different things.
It is.
I mean, usually it's putting, sometimes it's that, sometimes it's my drives, it's a bunch of random stuff. Yeah.
No? So when they put it all together, that's when it's fun. When they can
Yeah,
get
when you
all three
figure it
things
out.
going. When you figure it out and the light comes on.
That's when it just clicks. Yep.
And then you got to remember, how did I do that?
Yeah, welcome to the game of golf. That won't change for the next 60 years for you. So.
Nope.
Now, when you go to the column, this is on Tuesday, I believe, coming up here. And that's just a non-state qualifier, just your final meet of the year. What do you want your girls to do? Kind of a message to them going into this last one.
Just to soak it in and have fun. We got 3 seniors on the team that this will be the last time we get to play with them. Get a little choked up talking
Yeah.
about it myself. We're going to miss them. So to enjoy playing with those girls one last time, have a fun bus ride out there, a fun bus ride home. Some other the seniors that we're playing with the other teams too, Kylie commented, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get to play with Addie anymore or this player or that player. And yeah, just enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. There's no pressure. Come out and have fun. And that's what the sport's meant to be anyway.
When he was announced as Region 3 coach there, what was your reaction?
What? Why?
Well,
It was
Give her a hard
just,
time about that,
it
yeah.
caught me off guard because I thought, like, you had to be there for a long time, and it's his first year in Class B. I was
Right.
like, that doesn't make sense. Did they do something wrong? I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great coach. But I didn't think he was allowed to yet. So but yeah, I got yelled at for that one. It's fine.
Teammates were quick to tell me that was her reaction. But yeah, I appreciate all the other coaches in that region, and they've been great to work with, and thank them for their votes too. So.
And you guys hosted 3 tournaments, I think, and I think that's something too. Is like you're willing to take those tournaments and bring them in.
Yeah, we had the individual qualifier and the team qualifier, and when they were both on the schedule, a couple of the coaches said, hey, we've never got to play Bjornsson before. Could you throw another meet together so we get some experience on it? And really it probably gave them a leg up competitive-wise, but it's the sportsman thing to do to go ahead and schedule that third individual meet
Right.
to let them see our course and know what they're getting into. So yeah, 3 meets hosting was a lot of work, but everybody chipped in. The staff at Bjornsson were great. To the school staff here providing the lunch out there for us were great. Some parents that stepped in to help provide that lunch and serve that lunch. So it's a team effort. It wasn't just me by any means hosting those meets.
And you'd like to show off what Valley City has.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful course out there. Scenery's great. The greens are incredible. So it was a proud moment to be able to host everybody as well.
Final question for you, Kylie. Now, as you get done here, you still got another year or 2. You're not done yet. But just looking back at this year, first year Class B, just your overall thoughts.
I like it way better. I mean, it is more competitive, but the girls I think are nicer overall. They are, I feel like I can be in the seed 1 without thinking, like, I'm not a Fargo school. I don't have these extra things that they get, like lessons and all, like, clubs that are like super expensive.
Right.
And I can be golfing with girls that are like the same as me, and it's really nice to do
Yeah.
that. And I like the courses. I thought they'd be like really, I don't know, crappy, I guess the
Yeah,
word is.
yeah.
But they're nice. They
Yeah.
really are. They really are.
Yeah.
So I like them. And 9 holes. I get to golf 9 holes twice rather than 18, which I like way better because I can just improve my score from the last time around. So
Do you
I
remember
really
what
like
you did
it.
on that hole? And
Right.
okay, how can I get
Fix
better?
it, yeah.
And fix it up. Fix it up. Again, same thing with you, Tyler. Just final thoughts on this year, even though you got a meet to go, but overall.
Yeah, we graduated 3 girls, so
Yeah.
they're going to be tough to replace. Some of them have been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
So that takes that 8 down to 5, and it's up to me and the girls to get out in the hallways and talk to girls and get more out for the sport. I'd love to get that 8 up to 12. It'd be a great number. And then off-season work. It's a tough sport to play in the off-season unless you have some facilities. So trying to find some hitting nets that we can hit into or simulators, things like that. Maybe taking a trip to Sweet Shots or somewhere in Fargo where we can
Right,
get to play,
yep,
but
yep.
we can't put those clubs away for 8 months and expect to improve. So
Right,
some
right.
off-season work for sure.
Yeah, you'd like to go to Sweet Shots. It'd
Oh,
be
oh
good.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
for
that'd
sure.
be kind of fun. That'd be great. Well, guys, again, congratulations on a great season, and look forward to talking to you again. We'll talk next week and kind of wrap things up on how things went to Cullum, and congratulations, and we'll talk to you again. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Kyler Van Bruggen, Tyler Van Bruggen from Highlander Golf. We'll be back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner here in the Highlander Activity Network, and we are joined now by Cowboy Nielsen, Coach Matt Nielsen joining us. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Tennis, boy, what a week you guys had. There was no rest for the weary, was there?
There was not. We played Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, double match Friday, tournament Saturday, and that's just how tennis is that we have a short season, so we have to get everything in a short amount of time, plus we had a makeup, so it happened that way. Just going to go into the West Fargo invite. I don't think we've reached our potential before that. I thought we were kind of playing tight, but the West Fargo invite, I think the kids, they put pressure on themselves because they want to compete well for their teammates and for the team score. But at the West Fargo invite, they were able to play loose, and we took 16 matches, which is the second highest for the Highlander boys team ever. So we've been having the tournament now for 22 years, so we had the second best results ever. So I mean, that showed you how well the kids played. Some highlights in that one is Kellen Westman and Quinn Kruger at one doubles got 3 wins, which is pretty huge at the one double spot to get 3 victories. So that was great for those two. They're thinking about playing some doubles together at the individual tournament, so that was a great tournament there. And then moving on, we got doubles wins. John Koenig got his first doubles wins in varsity at 3 doubles with Matthew Holm. They got 2 of them. And then Colin Hoff and Connor Liebersbach took a win at number 2 doubles, and they were 2 points away from knocking off another team too. But it's a super tiebreaker. Yeah. You just gotta. It happens. They were up 7-5, ended up losing 10-7, and that's what tennis is. But moving on, we had in singles. Cole Haugen up top played a bunch of different number 1s and went 0 for 2, and then Evan was in the Emery Olson was in the number 2 spot, went 0 for 2. But we tell them, like, hey, you know what? By you holding those spots. Yeah. It bumps everybody else down and gives them a shot to win. So it worked because Grace Kosowski played number 3. He's an 8th grader, and he got 3 wins at number 3 singles, which is pretty nuts that he got 3 wins at number 3. So that was pretty amazing for Gray, and just a good tournament for him. And then at number 4, we had a 7th grader, Andrew Hoff. He actually ran the table on the back draw. So he went 5-1 on the day because he had to play in the play-in match to even start the tournament.
Right.
Play-in match. So he went 5-1 and took 5th place. It's the first time we've ever placed at number 4 ever for the Highlanders, boys or girls, at number 4 singles, because we usually kind of load doubles or. We load doubles more than singles because we're just a doubles team. So right. usually when you get down to our number 4, like we really don't. We usually have like our number 10 player playing that spot, and we had our number 7 player playing there. So Andrew played very well, took coaching very well, and then at number 5, Beck Dietrich played very well, got a win, and then at number 6, my son Lane got into the lineup. And if you've seen the social media post that I posted of him in his first round, there was a guy that was about 6'2" and 6'2" and bigger than me is who he played. And at the end of the match, this was Lane's first match, I asked if they could get a picture together. So he put an arm around him, and he went up to about here.
Barely got above the hip.
Yep, it was. But that was a fun match, and I said, you know what, I'm going to watch that match first because it's my son's first varsity match before I go coach everywhere else. And I got to watch it, and it was a whale of a match. Lane lost the first set. He won the second, played the super tiebreak. The other kid gets up 8-3. Lane rattles off 6 points in a row to go up 9-8 and actually earn a match point.
Right.
And then he ended up losing 10-12, but it was just a fantastic match. And the kid he lost to ended up making the championship in that flight. So
Wow.
like I said, Lane, you did fabulous, and he did go on to the next round. He won the next round, and then he lost the one after that. But I said that was a lot of fun and a very memorable match. So that's awesome that you got your first win, but also that first match was just amazing. So I mean, everybody did well. Like I said, we had 16 wins there, and on Tuesday, we just played Cheyenne. Cheyenne is by far the best team in the state. We decided to play 12 players in our varsity lineup, and so did Cheyenne, because we wanted to get some seniors and some underclassmen some playing time on the varsity level, and Cheyenne did the same. So it was a fabulous day. Evan Schroeder, senior, got his first ever varsity match, so that was awesome for him. We got John Koenig into for his first EDC match. He's played a varsity match before, but not an EDC match, so he got his first EDC match ever. And then, man, we had a couple more. Jackson Eisen. He was at our courts, didn't play varsity match, but he is at our courts as a senior and played with his friend Colin Hoff, and that was just a fun match to watch. And Kellen Westman with Evan Schroeder also played a doubles match, just an exhibition one, and that was, I mean, these kids were having fun with each other, which goes to show that, you know what, sports aren't just about the wins and losses. Like, it's the relationships that you gain and having fun out doing what you love. So I was just proud of the team.
We've talked about the number of kids, the 32 boys that are out for tennis. Having the depth, too, being able to do that, is that kind of nice as a coach that you have enough guys you can do that with?
Yep, and we have our numbers 7 through 13 there's not much space between them. So, like, we have a very deep team, so it's great to get all those younger guys a match against Cheyenne, because we are going to lose 5 seniors that play varsity. So next year, we have 5 spots to fill, so being able to get a lot of those kids a match now that's an EDC match, they feel the 2 out of 3 sets. They were in the lineup, like, they have that nerve. So it's hopefully next year they'll be at Cape. I've been there, done that. It's not brand new. I'm a varsity player. I'm ready to go.
Wahpeton today, weather permitting.
It is weather permitting, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. But if it does get canceled for today, that we already have it scheduled for Monday, so we'll get it switched to that. But we'll make that call about noon. I'm almost hoping it's getting switched to Monday, because I have one of my players is ill, so. And it's one of my top ones, so it's kind of tough to slide everybody up one and say, all right, Wahpeton is playing well this year, and now we're missing one of our top 3 kids, and now we're so it's tough to move everybody up. So I'm kind of actually hoping this one gets postponed. But I mean, if we can play it, we're going to play it. Like, we're not going to postpone it just to postpone it. But looking at the weather, she's probably getting postponed. And we've already canceled the hot dog feed, because we're like, with the logistics of the weather, like, you don't want to move things in and out, and everything's getting wet, and just, it's no fun for anybody. So we already canceled the hot dog feed no matter what, but it's still to be determined if we play today.
And this is a big match with Wahpeton, is if you look at the standings.
Yep. So if you look at us, I would say, looking at the results so far, that we have 3 matches where we are underdogs, but we still have a shot. So Wahpeton, Fargo North, and Davies, we are the underdog, but we have a shot to knock off each one of them. So we just got to come and play those days.
Top 6 or top 5 get buys? I can't remember. Is there 11 or teams in the conference?
So Horace has not split to its own school yet. It has for the girls, not for the boys. So we have 10 teams. So looking at it right now, if the standings stay as is, we would host Fargo South in a play-in match, and we would have to get 2 more wins to get out of the play-in match. So we'd have to win 2 out of the last 3. If we win one of the last 3, we might bump up to the 7 and play the 10. But we'd have to win 2 of them to get out of the play-in match.
Okay, because I know Red River was right there too. That you were tied with them at one point. And of course they got you guys here last week.
Yes.
So you didn't want to get ahead of them, but it's fun to talk about that you've got that position where you could get out of a play-in match, that you have the ability, you have the skill guys that you can get out of that play-in round.
Well, and what's fun too is that we have 3 where we're underdogs, but we're not playing Cheyenne in our last 3. So having the last 3 being meaningful gets your juices flowing, that the last 3 are meaningful, that if you win, something does happen in the standings, you get out of a play-in match, or you get to host the 10 instead of the 9, because I'd say West Fargo is the bottom team, so we would definitely rather play West Fargo rather than South, but I think either way we'll be ready for either one of them if that time comes.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see what happens today. Otherwise, it'll be Monday with Wahpeton.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Your horse is waiting for you. Coach Matt Nielsen, Highlander Tennis. We're back with more Coach's Corner from the Hackana Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner here on the Highland Activity Network, and next up, Highlander Volleyball joining us. They too are coming off a busy week last week and a couple of matches here this week, and we are joined by Bryn Leak and Coach Cynthia Clabo. And Cynthia, I'll just start with you real quick, and then you can go and sit there. But the tournament here on Saturday went fairly well. But did you feel the girls maybe got a little fatigued as they were getting into that Carrington match, last match of the day?
Yes, for sure. And we had quite a big break between the first two bracket plays, and then we had, almost 3 matches off in between. So then to come back after you've played 4, they were a little tired. We also were missing Katie Birchall. So girls were playing different positions and stuff, which they did really well, but I think they were just a little fatigued and, mentally exhausted, right? All that kind of stuff. So.
It's a long day. I mean, it started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was going all day long.
Yeah.
It was a long day.
Yeah.
And but so, Brendan, that's you as one of those players. Was it one of those? You were by that Carrington match. You're like, oh, I gotta find it.
Yeah, I think we all kind of had to dig deep there because it just gets to be such a long day. We were there at 8 in the morning, and then it was like 5 p.m. So it's a long day.
And congratulations to Bryn Leak over the weekend. Got her 1,000th career set. I didn't believe you'd been around that long. I thought you were just a second-year player, but you've been around long enough. But congratulations, and of course you don't get that without your last year your Jovi Borgs, your Avery Hughesbys, and this year your Katie Kokas and Katie Birchalls and Maddie Freezes. So you got to share this with them, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I would not have any without any good hitters, so it really all goes to them.
How has she been as a setter too? How she has gotten better over the last couple of years? What has been the biggest thing that you've seen an improvement on?
Just being consistent.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch her play. It's like literally like a human joystick, right? Wherever the ball goes, whoop, there she is.
Video
and
game.
She somehow gets under the ball every time and just knows where to put it. And even if it's close, she gets it up, runs through, lets the hitter go, she runs back. Like, if you just watch only Bryn on the court, you're almost tired just watching her run everywhere. So I'm like, get your passes where she needs to go because she doesn't need to work that hard, right?
Right.
So, no, she does a great job.
And knowing how to, you got to think on the court and who's the hot hitter, who's, what's the defense have. Is there a lot of things going through your mind as you see that serve come through and that first initial pass comes in? What are you thinking about? What kind of things are going through your brain?
I definitely think about who's the hot hitter, like you said. That definitely gets people going. But I also try to mix up my sets a lot because then the defense really doesn't know what's coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when you have someone like a Katie Koka, how fun it is to see what she can do and what she has done so far.
It's so great, and it's so good to have her, to know that I can trust her in a big moment. If I just set her, I know I can trust her to get a kill. So.
And one thing I noticed too on mostly on Tuesday, but if your set isn't perfect, you get someone like a Nora Peterson that has long arms that can adjust to maybe a bad set, that can still get a hand on it and get a point. And having those long arms got to help too, not just about strength, but having the arms and the ability to get to bad sets too, right?
Right. I feel like all of our players right now are just really good with court sense, so they can, even if it's not their perfect set, they can still see the court and they can still swipe wherever they need to go or hit down that line. And our defense is really good at saying, telling them where to hit too.
Right.
So it's not just one person, right?
Right.
We talk about this almost every day, that volleyball is the ultimate team sport. You can't have one if you don't have the other.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like they truly believe that.
At any given time, all 6 players on the floor are going to touch the ball, and during a volley. It's just the way it is. Serving. Do you feel you've been serving pretty well this year?
As a team, I think we've missed a lot of serves. I don't think we've been doing too good at making our serves over the net, but we've been serving pretty aggressive, I would say.
Yeah.
So.
And one of your big servers, like Kinley Suffolk, I call it the fastball. I mean, she's got one of the stronger serves that you see, which is tough for some of those back row players to handle. And speaking of her, she gets that initial pass. How big is it for you to have someone, a libero like her, that can get that initial pass to you?
It's big. She can definitely be trusted to get a good pass when we need one. She's just so controlled, I think, and just calm.
Now tonight, Northern Cass, the match is really going to be on the road. Now going to be here at home. Historically, everybody knows that they've had a very good volleyball program over the years. What do you expect out of Northern Cass? The same thing? I mean, just a very competitive team?
Yes, I think so. Every time you come into a game, you have your own game plan.
Right.
And yes, the other team is over there, they're a great team, but we know that we have to still play our game, keep them out of system. That's kind of what we've been trying to do with every team, and it's been working. So if you keep it out of, like, if the setter doesn't get a perfect pass, then you don't get a perfect set usually. So you keep your hitters out, and we get down balls or free balls, and that helps us.
Do you have to adjust? And that's kind of a question for both of you. You kind of have to adjust as the match goes on after you see what the other team has. You kind of adjust on the fly.
Definitely. We definitely adjust our defense. Like, if they're tipping a lot, we'll step in. If they're going deep corners, we'll have to adjust to that.
Is that something, too, you trust these young ladies to do? They have high volleyball IQs, that they know that, and you don't really, and you and Coach Coca and Coach Burchill and Coach Menace don't have to tell them. They know that on their own?
They do. I mean, we still say things, even though
Right.
that they probably know. Like, if you've been burnt
Yeah,
twice
I
in
know,
that,
Coach.
like, in spot one, they probably know they should stay back. If
Right.
they've been burnt a couple times in the middle, they know, but as a coach, you still tell them,
You
right?
got to.
Even though they're like, yep, I know, but
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Shh. Well, tonight with Northern Cass, the crowd's going to be great. And that's another thing, too, Brent, as a player. Our student section's been really fun here.
It has,
These
yeah.
first few matches. How fun is that to see that full student section and the energy that they bring?
It's so great. It just, like, gives the players on the court a whole new, like, energy, I feel like. And just, like, you know that people have your back and stuff.
And then you run through a really long gauntlet when you're running off
Yeah,
the court.
that's really fun, too.
Especially after a win.
Yes.
Especially after a win. Well, tonight, Northern Cass, 4:30 JV C squad, about 6 o'clock for the JV and 7:15 for the varsity. Let's have another packed house and get another W tonight. How about that? That'd be a nice way to continue homecoming. It's been a fun homecoming week so far, so let's do it one more time. Ladies, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you.
That's Bryn Leak and Cynthia Claybo joining us from Valley City Highlander Volleyball. Back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner here on the Highlander Activity Network, and we are now joined by Coach Jessica Gregerson from Highlander Cross Country. How you doing, Coach?
Good, good.
Well, we got this weekend. We got the Blue Whites,
Yes.
the big meet. It kind of wraps up homecoming.
Yeah.
This weekend on Saturday, I saw something like 31 teams.
Yep, I just checked yesterday afternoon, 33 right now.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's going to be a big meet. There's some great competition coming, great teams. It's going to be really fun.
A and B.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
We have Williston, Bismarck High, and then, so our smaller Class B schools as well. It's a really fun mix.
Elementary,
Yep.
junior high, JV, varsity. You're going to probably have about 500 runners there, aren't you?
Yeah, there will be a lot. Yeah.
And the weather, let's hope, looks pretty good
Yeah, it's looking better. Yep.
than today or tomorrow.
Yep.
But we got till Saturday. So let's talk about your team. Now, I noticed this morning, updated cross-country polls are out, and the boys ranked 5th in Class B.
Yes, that's very exciting. Yep. Yeah, I knew we were going to be close, but we needed to get a 5th runner time in there. So after last week at Larimore, we got that. So yeah, that is very fun. I'm excited to tell them and kind of use that to set some team goals.
Because the first couple of meets, you only had 3, but you were waiting for that 4th and 5th to come in, and now it looks like you probably found those last 2, and you still
Yep.
have more that could slide in if need be, right?
Yep. Yeah, we the boys team, Cooper Peterson kind of filled that 5th spot as far as scoring, and then Carter Coughlin is in the 6th spot there. And yeah, we have a few more that we hope to get into that 5K distance. Maybe not Saturday, but coming
Right.
up shortly. Yeah.
Because I know Simon Trapp kind of moved into that number 3 spot.
Yep.
Or number 4, actually, behind Adrian, Jack, and Elijah.
Yep. Yeah. And him and Adrian were very close together at the Larimore meet, and they broke up a group of rugby boys as far as placing goes, so that helped them win that meet.
Okay.
So that was really fun to see them work together to do that.
How have you seen these runners improve, boys and girls, throughout the year?
Yeah, they've just been getting stronger. Just overall, we do weightlifting, we do a lot of mobility work, strength and mobility work, and they're just getting stronger, and that just helps them then with the endurance part of the race and with their finishes. They've been really strong in their finishes. We had a really hard hill workout on Tuesday
Okay.
because after Larimore, we realized we needed to do some more hills. And so during that workout, though, again, they just looked really strong. And that builds their confidence that they
Right.
can finish a race strong and, even go out strong and keep that through the race. So, yeah, just watching them become stronger has been really fun.
So on the girls' side, how is that improvement going with your runners on the girls' side?
Yep. Yeah. So Cadence wasn't feeling very well last week, so she did not run on Tuesday, but she's back in it, so she'll be running on Saturday. And then we're dealing with a couple injuries there on the girls' side, so we're kind of slowly getting them back into things. But once we get there and we have Cadence and Brenna, Emma, and Camden, she's kind of coming back from an injury, but we'll get there. And then also Courtney Macha, getting her in there. I think that they will be able to do some fun things together too.
And you've got a lot of depth down in the younger grades too that will help, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. We do have a large group in that 7th and 8th grade crew that they're building up to get to that 5K distance, and it's a big leap for them.
Right.
So we don't run a 3K race at our home meet, so a lot of them are just jumping into the 4K race for Saturday. So we're getting there step by step.
Different pace that they have to set for themselves, or what would get them up? Well, how would they improve to get to that 5K?
Yeah, so it's just looking at how strong they feel during the race. Are they able to feel like they can go for another 1,000 meters or not? And then the mental piece that yes, I can do this for another 1,000 meters. Getting that confidence built for them.
After this weekend, what's on the horizon? It's getting down there.
Yep. It'll be the border battle.
Yeah.
Next Saturday, the 27th, and that is a huge meet. Really, really fun. They run multiple sections of every race, and they separate out just 7th graders and just 8th graders. And it's a really fun one that the kids enjoy, and that's on a pretty flat course there in Grand Forks at Lincoln Park. And then after that, we'll go to Holly, and the kids are really excited for that one. It's a hilly course, but they really do enjoy it. So yeah.
The Holly Golf Course.
Yes,
which
at
I
the
know
Holly
well.
Golf Course. Yep.
So okay, all right. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of hills there, so
Yes.
they're going to have to. And of course, you train in Valley City. You should be used to hills, but you said
Yep.
we need to work on it a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, we do need to do some focused work on it, and that was more so focusing on the mental part of
Right.
running hills, and just knowing to attack the hill, elbows back, knees up is what we keep saying. So yeah.
Now Saturday, running start at 11, or is it going to start a little earlier with the elementary, or how is this?
Yep.
What's the schedule look like?
The elementary race is at 10:30,
Okay.
and then the varsity races start at 11.
Okay.
Yep, and the elementary just run 1 mile, and our runners are out there helping the kids through it and encouraging them. And those elementary runners get to just have a little experience of what that, the nerves at the starting line and the fun through the finish.
I don't know, there'll be concessions, and it's always a fun atmosphere over there.
Yep.
'Cause I've been there for a couple of them, and it's just a fun day.
Yep. The senior parents are doing concessions, and we'll have a lot of people, a lot of great competition, really fun to watch. So come on out.
Get there early to find parking.
Yes, yep. Parking is always very tricky, so come very early to find your parking spot and be prepared to walk to the starting line.
Which is you should. Golf courses, you have to walk.
Yes,
That's
yep.
the way it's be.
Yep.
Coach, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank
Coach
you.
Jessica Gregerson from Highlander Cross Country. Back with more Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network. Back here on Coach's Corner here in the Highlander Activity Network, and joining us now, Coach Chad Smith from the Highlander boys football team. Of course, it's the football team.
We've had girls that have played football, so
You
it's
do.
okay. At the high
We've got
school
5
level,
on
totally.
the Thunder. We got 5
Yes.
on the Thunder team.
Yes,
but
and we want them to keep playing.
we do. Well, let's talk about the last week against Lisbon. Physical game. You knew it wasn't going to be. Let's start. I know coaches are hard to please, but we'll still say some positives. What were some things you saw that were some good things out of the Saturday or Friday?
You know, good things that we saw Saturday, I thought, or Friday night, was I think Hudson Crewald is continuing to grow as a quarterback. I think you saw as he booted out and made a couple throws that he's getting some confidence in his brain and being able to read corners, being able to read coverages and move out of the pocket. I mean, he made a great decision what was in the first quarter, I think, when he had the bootleg out to his left. He probably had the flat route if he wanted to throw it, but he decided to wait, tucked it, and took off and ran. And that's a sign of, hey, you're not going to put the ball in jeopardy. You're not going to throw across your body, so that's good. That's good to see. You know, I thought we played well for a quarter and a half. I thought we were in the ball game and we were there. We played well for a quarter and a half, and then, you know, we had a bad play on and cover 2 seems to be what I continue to talk about, but, you know, Andrew thought we were in cover 1 instead of 2, and so he's not there over the top. The kid makes a good catch. You watch it in the film. It was a very, very good catch, and it just deflated us. And right now I feel like sometimes we are a very emotionally based team right now. You look back at Sargent Central, and we got a spark because we got a punt block, and all of a sudden we played really, really well to our full potential because they played loose and free. And right now we're just tight and tense, and when something bad happens, it allows us to affect for a while. I want to get Lisbon there, dude. Their quarterback that got hurt, that kid's a dude.
Yeah.
And when they get into trips and they get into other formations that really stress you out and they want to run quarterback run downhill at you, that it's extremely hard to defend. Why do you think Cole Payton at NDSU is so hard to defend?
Right.
Because all of a sudden they get you spread it out in, you know, in trips or other formations, and then they create a fullback with a running back, and all of a sudden you create 2 extra gaps, and you have guys that are spread out to the field, and the trips look, and you just can't get everyone in the box, and all of a sudden you're really locked into just truly playing man, and then when you get into man, all of a sudden you get beat on the edges, and it goes for a 60-yard touchdown. So, I mean, those are the sort of things that to make it tough. And that kid had been hurt for most of the year, and finally was healthy a little bit in the Northern Cass game, and then they opened up and played up against us, and you know, they spread it out and they got after it. I feel sick for that kid that he hurt his knee, and I hope I talked to him after the game. I hope he's back and then he gets healthy and is able to play, because that's a physical football team, and it's very tough to play up there. And you know, they punched us in the mouth. It is what it is. But you know, I continue to see growth out of the offense and continue to work. Going back and watching film, we got to get better at controlling our gaps and not allowing the little things to affect us so much, and just go out and play. You know, I feel like our kids are trying super hard, and it's just like they got to just relax and just be able to play some football, because I think our talent is there.
Yeah, and let the game come to you. Just you know, that's the biggest thing. And because if you try too hard, that's when mistakes sometimes happen. Finishing drives too. You had a couple of 10+ play drives. You just couldn't finish drives, but it was positive to see those drives go. It's just you didn't get the end result.
Well, it was 100%. It was totally flip-flopped, right?
Yep.
Lisbon gets you in a third and short or 4th and short, and they're not an offense that's afraid to continue to play. You know, they're kind of like a triple option team where they get in a 4th and 3, they're gonna go for it again. And so they were, I think 4 for 5 on 4th downs. So I mean, they continued to extend drives, and where we ended up having to punt and get off the field. So continue to see growth out of our guys, and you know, we had a good week of practice, and we just had some true reflections as a team and talked about where we want to be and how do we want to be the rest of the year. And so I'm excited to see if we can let it loose tomorrow night and have fun. So, you know, this Mayport team coming in is over, but it's a talented football team. They will put you in positions that if you're not prepared for it, they will strike and they will score and they will move the ball. And so we've got to make sure that we stay sound, run to the ball, and we'll see what the weather decides to do.
Right.
If it turns into a mud bowl, or if the weather holds off a little bit and the field holds its conditions, you don't really know until kickoff, but we'll see.
You talk about an emotional-based team. What's more emotional than homecoming? I mean, emotions can be high.
That's just it. I told him, we've got a lot of distractions this week, right? If you're a coach, it's funny, right? You're excited because it's homecoming for the kids and you want to be excited. But if you're a coach, there's a lot of distractions.
Right.
And you aren't too excited about homecoming because of just how much the kids get pulled in every direction. And then you think you get at practice and you're not focused and doing the things you need to do. But I think we're getting to the point where we're understanding what we need to take to do. I was excited for the JV team to go down to Mayport on Monday, and you know, they handled their business, and I hope we can do that on Friday and continue to have fun, and we're going to do our royalty stuff at 20 minutes before the clock, so they'll get out and get announced, and then they can get their minds back into what is needed for pregame, and it'll be good that we're playing at home. Lisbon's a tough place to play at.
Yeah.
The track's wide, the fans are wide, it feels open, it's out in the fairgrounds. If anyone's not been there, it's a unique place, and they do a really good job of defending it, and that's the reason why. And it's not easy to win down there, and it's 2 years in a row that we've not won down there. So it'll be nice to be in front of our home crowds and fans, and I hope the weather holds off, because I think we got some tailgating, some other things that are going on, and we're excited about that.
The parade is scheduled for 4, but we'll wait and see what happens with that too. But what you talk about Mayport CG, are you still? I mean, you do film, you break down film, you look at your opponent.
Yeah.
Are you still more worried about what's going on with the Columbia Blue team and not so much on the other sideline?
Yeah, I do. We had a lot of stuff where we weren't in the right gaps defensively Friday night, which wasn't something I saw in practice. So it's the trick of how do you get your O-line, D-line the proper looks that they need at the high school level. It's easy at the college level, right? And this is something I'm learning as a coach coming down to the high school level again. It's just not easy to give your kids the right look all the time, because what you think is easy on a Tuesday, Wednesday practice, because no offense, we don't have 100 kids on the team.
Right.
We've got our starters, and then you're playing your JV or younger kids on the scout side, that it's easy on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's really easy for a Trey or a Jack Dieterle to play their gap, because it's who it is on the offense. And I'm not going to say names, but they're just not mature yet. They're not fully grown yet. And so it's easy on Tuesday, Wednesday. And then all of a sudden when Friday rolls around, that stunt movement that I wanted isn't nearly as easy as it was on Tuesday, Wednesday. You got to work your butt off to get all the way down to the B gap if I'm telling you to get down there or getting outside. So that's the thing where you got to figure out how do you connect with the kids of going where the physicality that we're seeing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays is not the same physicality you'll see on Friday. And so we're maturing and growing. And I told our seniors, I said, it's not fair that you guys have seen 3 different head football coaches in 3 years, in your 4 years too, that you've played. So they're learning, they're growing, and we're continuing to go. And I want to be positive with our guys. I don't want to pile all this pressure on them and be like, oh my gosh, we're playing so bad. We didn't play good Friday. It is what it is. So let's figure it out. Our wounds are over. And like I said, just like I told them the Sergeant Central game, once that game is over, we got to focus on the next one, right? I mean, you get 24 hours to really focus on a win, and then you go into the next one. Same thing. Lisbon's over now. Let's focus on Mayport CG, and let's get better. Let's make sure we watch some film to understand. Mayport does a lot of things offensively. They get into every formation. They'll get into trips. They'll get into spread. They'll get into double tight ends. They'll get into slot, which is tight end, 2 slots, and an I-back formation, and they'll try to run the ball. And they have a really good receiver that's 6'5", 215, number 10. You'll see him out on the field, and so we've got to do our job of handling things defensively to be able to play with that stuff, and then offensively, we're going to see another one high defense that plays straight up man. They're going to play 4 linebackers in the box as best they can. If you spread them out a little bit, they'll still play 2 in the box, and so we've got to make hay with what we can do up front. And so, if it's rainy on Friday too, we've got to be able to continue to run the football, and then we got to play sound defense. So,
and just do your job, basically. Is what
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they do their job and do what they're supposed to do, it's a W.
Yeah. So
at least that's what you hope anyway as a coach. Coach, appreciate it. Good luck here Friday night. Again, I'm going to stay away because we win when I'm not there, and we'll have Mr. Morgan will be back up in the booth. So
Joel will do a good job.
Yeah.
I heard that he was show this on the pregame.
Yeah,
so
we might have this
you got a
as a
Friday, so you'll have a Friday appearance, so it's okay.
Okay, all
but
right.
you have a safe trip to LeGrand.
I will enjoy
That's
that.
a unique place to play at too. I've been there a number of
I
times.
was going to ask you
so.
if you've seen that, and you have. You told me a little bit about it, so I'm looking forward to that.
You'll get to see the mountains, and it's a lot of fun. It's Eastern Oregon, but it's really Idaho.
3 time zones that we're flying into. We leave in the central, go to the
It's a
mountains.
tough trip that they have. So we don't want to talk about Viking football all the time, but it's a tough trip that they got going on. So
we'll see about that. Coach, appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
Paul.
you.
Thanks.
That's Coach Chad Smith from Highlander Football. Back to wrap things up here at Coach's Corner on the Highlander Activity Network. Back on Coach's Corner here in the Highlander Activity Network, wrapping things up for another Thursday. Again, we've got volleyball coming up tonight, 4:30 C Squad, 6 o'clock JV, 7:15 for the varsity, and then tomorrow night Highlander football as they take on Mayport CG. We'll have that again pregame around 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock from Anna Field. And don't forget the blue and white match, blue and white cross country meet, 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. And tennis, probably going to get postponed today, but if not, 4 o'clock on the North Courts tennis taking on Wahpeton. But thanks to Beckett Ness, our technical director and camera operator today, and of course all our coaches joining us here today, Tyler Van Bruggen, Kylie Van Bruggen, from Highlander Golf, Matt Nielsen from Highlander Highlander Tennis, Cynthia Clabo, Bryn Leak from volleyball, Coach Gregerson, Jessica Gregerson from cross country, and Chad Smith from football. Have yourself a great Thursday. We'll see you again next Thursday, another edition of Coach's Corner here from the Hack on the Highlander Activity Network.